5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring them out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events.
Major show alert.
All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.
Here I am, goddammit. Here I am. Welcome to the Romello Marcellus Show. I am he and he is me. You know the rest. It is another day that we could put in the records. It's down. We done. If you made it this far, then, God has smiled on you and you are able to put this book in your annals. I woke this morning, man, and I was already on a series of things that I was doing this weekend as far as the show is concerned and my direction. But I do feel that some of us need to be a little more accountable than others. Okay. But before I get into that, man, if you like the show, once again, man, as I always do, got to take care of my business. Follow me on YouTube, man. Listen, hit the bell, pluck the like, smash the subscribe button, man, and let's have that conversation, man. Also on Instagram, double tap me, let me know that you came through. Any ideas, man, leave it in the comments, man. Any show ideas, any thoughts, any topics you want to discuss, man. This is our village. We got to be a part of it, all of us. And if you're on Facebook, man, follow me. And if you're on Facebook, man, and you're watching, you need to grab the link and come on over to YouTube, because shortly I'm actually going to cut you guys off. So you're going to have to come over to YouTube to watch the show, to be a part of it. Before I get started, I like to take time out and to really touch base on the things that are in the community. If you live in DC, man, you want to be a homeowner, which is a great thing. They have a first-time buyers program that you get up to $200,000 for a down payment in DC. I'm sure there's some stipulations with it, but you got to figure out what that is and, see if you qualify. It's always a good thing to own a piece of property, especially those who are on the cusp of being edged out by gentrification and the rebuild and the remodifications of redevelopers in your city, whether it be commercial or residential. So, yeah, you might want to take a look in that, man. As a man, and we're talking about man things tonight, I kind of have to, talk about people that are doing things. It seems like LeBron James spends over $2 million every year just to ensure that his childhood traumas doesn't repeat itself. He was born in Akron. We all know that. He also came from a single parent household. And, I talk about this a lot. So a lot of things may be missing in our rearing, which gives us the confusion, which will kind of allude into the conversation we're going to have tonight. But not all of us have the bucks to put in to things that would be considered therapeutic for us, or to give us the information to move forward and be better men. There's so many things that come against us that we're dealing with, and it's a shame, man, that, as a black man, I say it all the time, we must be the most dangerous man on the face of the earth, because there's always some sort of threat. Okay. And that's basically, another thorn in our side or on our paw. So it gives us this off thing. But before I get started, man, listen, you got to make sure you tune in on September 1st, next Thursday. I got Dr. Umar Johnson, and we're going to chop it up, man. We got a lot to talk about. Positive brother, Mr. King Kong Consciousness. He will be here on the show next week. So lock it into your calendars and get the notifications. Hit that subscribe so that you can get the notifications. And we're going to chop it up next week, September 1st, right here. Dr. Umar Johnson and myself, we are going to have a serious conversation about the status of us as black men and where we're going. All right. Also, um, yeah, if you got any questions, you got anything you want to add to what's going to transpire on this show or this auspicious occasion, please, by all means, leave it in the comments. All right. If you're just joining the show tonight, man, we're gonna get off into it. I ain't gonna hold it up. Not gonna hold it up at all. We're gonna get right on off into it. Um, this is what they say. Damn. You know, I say damn myself. Black men don't like women, are black women, and are emotionally unavailable, unable to connect emotionally. I cry bullshit. There's a lot of reasons why I cry bullshit. Because we do like our women. We do like women. We're just confused, a lot of us, and frustrated as fuck because we're too busy trying to please a lot of us. And then there's a lot of us who are so misguided because they didn't have that role model, that they listened to other folks like the Alpha Bunch, who actually has a lot of things that we don't understand in the smoke and mirrors, and they follow this thing, and it guides them down a road to be old and alone. You know, that subtle gaslighting. You know, um, if you really look around you, you know, the majority of us, we wake up and we want to go get our dose of poison. Okay, and with that, it's like, well, what damn, what are we really looking for every morning? Um, this is why you have people um, who reap up folks in the midst of their weaknesses. I'm not knocking people for what they do because they're doing it and it's a business, right? But I think that some people are being irresponsible in the short deliveries of it. Prime example is like a pastor. You go to the church and he may pull a scripture out and he may preach on that scripture for the day. And the way that he preaches this scripture, it could lead you to believe one thing if you don't have a true understanding of what's being said or what the total passage of scripture is about. So you're filled with something that is very well, uh, maybe it makes you feel good, right? Make you feel like you can do something. But the thing that you feel like you can do is already common sense, common nature. But if you go back and you really read it, that's not what it's saying to you. And you have people out here that are doing these things, right? When I say daily dose of poison, here's an example.
So many men that don't like women, but they're sexually unattracted to men, and they have no choice but to deal with you. And they act like it, don't they? Like, these men don't like women for real. They don't bond with women. They don't emotionally connect with women. They prefer to be around men. They respect men. They get along with men. They see men as their equals. They do not view you as it. But the only reason they're with you is because they're not sexually attracted to the men. If it wasn't for sex or power, they wouldn't be with you. I need y'all to watch out for these men. Like, actually, like, inquire about whether this man actually like women. Not if you're heterosexual. My question to you is, do you actually like women?
Yeah, that's gaslighting. You have someone who's already wounded and scrolling down a page, being programmed, and you see these things by some passionate brother who's saying all the right things to you and not giving you any kind of healing. But see, when I look at people like this, even down to the name, Ace Metaphor, what is a metaphor? A metaphor is something that's not even real. It's a figure of speech or a word or a phrase that's implied to an object or an action to which it's not even literally capable or applicable. To me, I call bullshit, I call foul. Now, I'm not knocking the brother's hustle. Get your money, get your clicks. But at the same time, stop talking about the problem and let's talk about the solution. The solution is getting to the point where folks can heal. But even in the delivery, there's no healing there. You doing this to vie for clicks. You clout chasing. I can't stand by and say, well, I'm gonna let that go, because that's not the way it is. Because a lot of us are out here, man, who are able to connect emotionally, and we do love our women. But there's no man on the face of this earth or woman that's been treated or has been dealt the cards that we have been dealt as foundational Black Americans, period, across the board. But because we sit back and we wallow in our hurts and pains, we allow people to come along and say things to us that make us feel good, that will make us feel empowered. And then our actions are not going to match what we really should be feeling inside as far as our healing is concerned. Everything's a choice. Someone said to me, even in love, it is the choice to do so. If you choose to love, you get up every day and you choose to do that. It's just like going through the issues and the pains of your past. When I discussed that, i.e., being in a household where you have a single mother and a man's missing that rearing, do you know the woman misses it too? She misses the part of being feminine. Her femininity is 9 times out of 10 being put on hold because of the dual role that the mother has to play. So here's where the frustration and confusion goes into play. A man nowadays can meet a woman and she's just as hard as him. So when you say, okay, a man doesn't like a woman, no, that's bullshit. A heterosexual man wants a feminine woman. But if he's meeting the masculinity or that masculine spirit, it's just like a man meeting a man. It's not going to ever jive. So yeah, you got the wordplay. Yeah, you got the drama and the trauma, and nobody's doing anything to heal. You're constantly clashing. That in itself is an issue, because you got to look at it. You know, when you're in a single family household and having to do things, there's really not a lot of rest and thought and pause, because you got one person doing everything, being the disciplinarian, being the teacher, being the cook, the cleaner, all those things, you know. But yet and still, we overlook that, and it's not an excuse. It happens. But then what do? Where do we get to the point where we can truly switch roles? I'll say this much, fellas, you need to step your goddamn game up, get you some healing, get you some understanding, and get beyond your childhood traumas as best you can. Even if you have to deal with journaling, you know, daily, to talk about your past hurts. Here's the thing. I said it again, men like women, and no, we don't tolerate. A lot of us are frustrated because of things seen and said by the one we should have connected with in our youth, i.e., our mothers and our fathers. Now, I'm not on here to gaslight or be a part of. I want to be a part of the healing. All right. For far too long, our women have been totally off their true game, truly outside themselves, not being in a position to be feminine and be loving and be nurturing. You know, they've been put in a place where they have to be masculine, you know, for whatever the scenario or the circumstances was, where there was no father around or no male figure in their life. Yeah. And once again, like I said, what heterosexual men are attracted to, they ain't attracted to no male masculine energy, which reminds them of a man. So if you're going to say it proper. Don't gaslight people for clicks. Speak the fact. Speak to the facts, you know. And I'll say it, there's so much power in the tongue that people can reap you up daily, because people get up and they want to tap into their dose of poison, whether it's the alpha male syndrome or the masculine woman, the empowering thing, or the independent thing. You know, you spewing that poison to reap up followers and get clicks, and it's reckless and irresponsible. Hurt folk find one another in these same segments. You look around and you find all kinds of comments up and down this, But the minute someone talks about something that's truly enlightening, it's crickets. The balance has been off for a long time. You know, my question is, what is healthy masculinity? That's the thing. You know, you look at a young man, and healthy masculinity would present him or put him in a position where he has principles, his character's intact, he's got self-respect, and he's responsible for the things that he should be responsible for, like his family, providing an environment for others that are coming behind him to come up and be prosperous and at peace, and most importantly, giving the Black woman an opportunity to relax in her femininity. People get it twisted, and this is why
So many men that don't
on, right? It is because when we talk about the feminine nature, do you know that the feminine nature is the most powerful energy there is, because femininity creates life, nurtures life. You know, your natural nurturers, which speaks to the other thing that I said, you know, when it comes down to gaslighting, just like this one.
up to love this man, not heal those deep emotional childhood issues that he didn't resolve before meeting you. You are signing up to support this man, not heal those trust issues from those exes that hurt him in the past. You are signing up to love this man, not help him grow from the emotional maturity of a boy into a man. You are not qualified to do so. Sometimes you got to give him a number to a therapist. Sometimes you got to tell him, I'm in your life because I'm qualified to love you, not heal you. Ladies, the one thing y'all can't wait to do is take your first aid kit out. You can't.
Yeah, that. How you gaslighting? And my thing is, how can someone tell you not to do what you naturally do? And it's not to heal this individual, but if you're with them, you know that you've become a part of them. You've cleaved to them. So it's natural to put your hands to it, as you should put your hands to it, because strongly, intuitively, you all are stronger than we are in a lot of ways, especially when it comes to the nurturing and creating aspect of life in itself. But most of you haven't been given an opportunity to do so. If you're just joining the show once again, man, listen. Yeah, we do give a shit. We do care. We do like our women. Yeah. And I'll say it once again. Femininity is the most powerful energy. But because of the cards we've been dealt, and a lot of these profiles and folks are out here, they think they're helping, but this shit is divisive. It is a continuation of being divided because of what we feel. It fuels the hurt. And a lot of times these things go into the places where, damn, I'm feeling some kind of way because of this. And it very well could be something else. These are discussions that you got to have with people who are qualified to have those conversations with you. Yeah. Look, we could debate these kind of things all day, but you know, another reason things look like they do is, damn, Black men are seen and placed and typed to not even have standards, which is false. We have standards. And when I say this, the lack of standards is being placed in a position where, shit, it feeds the gaslighting and say that a part of folks' narrative that we ain't shit, we're good for nothing, we're liars, we're cheaters, we're emotionally dead. Shit, we're basically lost out here because we don't have any allies. We're so divided, we can't even count on each other to have each other's back, even in our own mess. We're the only one to have these conversations on social media that really gets this ugly. Sure, other cultures have it, but it's not displayed the way that we display these things. And I look at these men, or quote unquote men. What happened to having pride in yourself, man? Shoulders back, chest out, head up. A lot of you jokers don't even know how to walk like men, let alone talk like men. Yeah. And don't let me start on fashion. You got these jokers perpetuating that you need to be walking around with some booty shorts on, the man daddy shorts or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Excuse my French, y'all. Let me dial it back. What happened to the suit, the tie, the cufflinks, the steam face after a shape up or a nice beard trim? Yeah. People treat you different, man, when you're able to conduct yourself in a manner that you exude confidence. It's a sad thing that when we break it down to task, right? The feminine nature is supposed to be the mother, the masculine, the father. When distracted, you young ladies, like I said, you've lost the art of femininity. A lot of you haven't been given the game. So we can't really expect a whole lot from you because you've been masculine for so long. This is why a lot of us collide with you. Even in our conversation, there's always this point we got to prove. Like young lions, we got to fight about it. We got to always do it. We got to be right, or else. Yeah. And the young guys, shit, they've checked out because when they were raised in that house and they saw this masculine woman, the roles reversed. This is why you have a lot of soft young niggas out here, young dudes out here that can't conduct themselves in society. They're indecisive. They're lackadaisical. They're quick to have things or to try to produce things to prove their manhood, which are false. Ladies, if you can't tap into your nurturing side, if you find a real man, you'll lose him every time. But I got something for you fellas. I need you to take a look at this. Bear with me.
Where you have to go through, a couple of validating processes, right? So psychology today isn't just somewhere where they're going to lob something on it without examining who's writing what, all right? So we're looking at this article, and what immediately jumps out at me is this idea that it is a rise, which means that it is something that is happening currently, right? It's not something that is old. It's not something that is, something that has happened in the past. No. It's happening currently, right? So when we say it's happening currently, what that means is that something in the environment is shifting, or something in the environment is changing to the point where it is causing a new sociological phenomenon, right? So when we are talking about the rise of single lonely men, what we are examining is the decaying of traditional masculine structures relative to attracting mates, right? And this is once again sociological. So when we talk about these alpha male podcasts, and we talk about these red pill men who beat on their chest and say, "Oh, this is what women want," no, they don't, right? So let's read the article, shall we? Since y'all be asking me, read stuff and read y'all books and all that good jazz. This is your opportunity to listen to me read. So, is everybody settled in? Does everybody have their popcorn? Does everybody have their refreshments? Everybody got their thinking caps on? All right, let's get busy. So, Dr. Greg Matos Saidi, The Rise of Single Lonely Men, Dating Apps and a Drastically Changing Relationship Landscape. Key points. Dating opportunities for heterosexual men are diminishing as relationship standards rise. Men represent approximately 62% of dating app users, lowering their chance for matches. Men need to address skills deficits to meet healthier relationship expectations. So essentially what that means, 62% approximately of men make up the user population of dating app users. 62%, right? That means that roughly for every 6 men, there are 4 women, roughly. Y'all already out here being outnumbered on dating apps. Y'all are outnumbered, which means that in this situation, the women are at the advantage. There are more of y'all than them. Supply and demand, my boy. Y'all in high supply. Let's keep it going, right? Men need to address skills deficits to meet healthier relationship expectations. Now, what is a skill deficit? A skill deficit essentially means that you do not have the necessary behavioral patterns in order to engage in a particular thing, right? Or you have not learned what is necessary in order to do something properly. So essentially what this article is stipulating is that men have skills deficits within healthy relationship dynamics that prevent the growth of healthy relationships, right? Or slow the growth of healthy relationships, right? So, getting into the article. Younger and middle-aged men are the loneliest they've ever been in generations, and it's probably going to get worse. This is not my typical rosy view of relationships, but a reality nonetheless. Over the last 30 years, do you know what that means? That means that puts it squarely. Bro, I'm 29. I am 29. That means since 1992, that puts us squarely in the millennial generation. Squarely. That is our parents and us. Squarely. Right? So, over the last 30 years, men have become a larger portion of that growing group of long-term single people. And while you don't actually need to be in a relationship to be happy, men typically are happier and healthier when partnered. Men are typically happier and healthier when partnered. Here are 3 broad trends in the relationship landscape that suggest heterosexual men are in for a rough road ahead. Dating apps. Whether you're just starting to date or you're recently divorced and dating again, dating apps are a huge driver of new romantic connections in the United States. The only problem is that upwards of 62% of users are men, and many women are overwhelmed with how many options they have. Competition in online dating is fierce, and lucky in-person chance encounters with dreamy partners are rarer than ever, which means that y'all not even making it off the app, dog. We're not even making it off the app. It's so many clowns in the circus that we're not even making it out the ring, my boy. Right? So once again, we are now seeing who is really the top tier type of men in these situations. And unfortunately, it's not a lot of us. Well, not a lot of y'all. Not a lot of us. Right? So, relationship standards. With so many options, it is not surprising that women are increasingly selective. I do a live TikTok show and speak with hundreds of audience members every week. I hear recurring dating things from women between the ages of 25 and 45. 25 and 45. That is squarely within the the younger millennial and the older millennial generation. Squarely. So that this is us that he's talking about, right? This is our generation that he's talking about, right? They prefer men. They prefer men. They prefer men who are emotionally available, good communicators, and share similar values. Emotionally available, strike 1, good communicator, strike 2, and share similar values, strike 3. Too many of us are emotionally stunted. We do not communicate well, and we come in utilizing misogyny in order to attract these women. And we really think these women want us, dog? Come on, son. Come on, son. I be telling y'all be talking y'all way out of panties. I promise you do. Y'all be fine as hell when y'all walk down the street, but as soon as you open your mouth, you become a clown. Right? Let's continue reading, shall we? Skills deficits for men. This means a relationship skills gap that, if not addressed, will likely lead to fewer dating opportunities, less patience for poor communication skills, and longer periods of being single. The problem for men is that emotional connection is the lifeblood of healthy long-term love. Emotional connection requires all the skills that families are still not consistently teaching their young boys. So remember when I said a couple of days ago, where are the boys in this conversation about mental health? Where are the boys in this conversation about these skills deficits? Where are the boys that turn into the men who do not have these skills? Where are they? What does this conversation look like? Right? And before y'all jump down my throat saying, oh, it's the mothers too. Gee, are you not present in that home? Are you not present in that dynamic? Are you not the first psychological imprint, since y'all like to use this word so much as it relates to women? Are you not the first psychological imprint that your seed sees? Oh, it's the mother's responsibility to teach this. No. That is psychologically, I will say this one more time. That is psychologically overbearing for the rest of the family, and it puts you in a situation where you have to do less emotional labor because you are scared that somebody's going to call out the fact that you are doing it wrong. Literally, this is science that is telling us if we do not get our act together, it ain't going to be no act to get together. It's not. Right? And before we hop into this whole dynamic of black men and black women, as I usually do, I need to remind y'all that once again, this is assuming from a white demographic. This is assuming from a white demographic. So once again, we have not even modified the variables relative to blackness yet. We're just talking about the phenomena as it exists currently. Right? So once again, when I told y'all that these white men's houses are in shambles, y'all thought I was lying, and I'm not. I am not. Right? So while there's probably no chance of stemming the rising tide of unintentional single men, there's still good news. The algorithms are becoming increasingly more complex on dating apps and on other online platforms. One benefit is that the great matches are on the rise. Hinge, one dating app, found that beta trials that 90% of users rated their first date positively, with 72% indicating wanting a second date, right? So, how can men benefit from the algorithms? Level up your mental health game. God damn it. How can men benefit from the algorithms? Level up your mental health game. The algorithms that these platforms exist on create echo chambers based upon what it is that you like. Therefore, if you are consistently getting partners that reflect a particular type of person, it may be the things that you like, and your algorithms do not lie. Those algorithms are based on human behavior. They only are going to show you what you like. They are only going to show you what you resonate with. So once again, look at your timeline and see where it is that you spend most of your time. What do you spend most of your time consuming? Is it something that is beneficial to what it is that you are attempting to manifest within your life? Because if it is not, then you in for a rude awakening, brother. A rude awakening, because right now this is what we're looking at, and right now the numbers are not on our side. We are trying to force the numbers to be on our side. We are trying to gaslight women into believing that these particular mindsets are not what men want. We should not be worried about what men want. We should be worried about what women want, clearly.
And so it goes. So when I ask this, man, fellas, do we validate the women that we say we love, or we want in our lives, or we deal with? Do we admire them? Do we seek to comfort their traumas? Do we seek to help them through their traumas, the things they've been dealt with, as the stronger vessel? Yeah, sometimes you got to put your shit on the back burner. If you heal her, you healed yourself. I always say, if you give a woman something that has an ounce of worth in her, she's going to always double it. Yeah. But when we talk about the difference in classes, the last 30 years, hey, you millennials, y'all got it fucked up. Programmed, dose of poison, the things that you see. And I was just speaking about how people get their algorithms, and they wake up and get their daily dose because this is what they take in. However reckless and irresponsible the information is. I don't know it all. I'm him talking to y'all. More heads are better than one. Everybody has an opinion, and we can all get some understanding from one another. This is merely what this is for. But I will say to you that us as men, we do need to be better with our communication skills and expressing our emotions and our feelings, and being able to disconnect from a lot of these feminine tendencies that we picked up growing up. Man's never supposed to wear his emotions on his sleeve. He carries it here. But because of the sound person that he's supposed to be in here, he manages this. And he'll constantly extend love to those that he loves and cares about. He has to be kind. And all these things have to be a choice. But we got to stop listening to goofy folks who are spewing venom that's irresponsible and gaslighting it. If you get a clip of something, goddammit, you need to go and see the whole thing. You need to take it out and examine it and everything else. And even when you're putting clips up, put the proper clips up. Don't clickbait. Don't do that. It's irresponsible. Because you got to understand, the average individual that's on the sites now, they have an attention span of 12 seconds. If you can't win them over in 12 seconds, tough titty. There was a movie and a book called 1984, which spoke to the elements of life and the way we would live in that period in time. And there was a lot going on even during the Cold War. There's another familiar book that we read as kids called A Wrinkle in Time, where they had this alter universe where we were all programmed into doing the same shit. All of us walk around like this, and we're going to get at least 2 hours a day with our heads buried in this, taking on someone else's life, eating the bread of sorrows, eating the poison that motherfuckers spew on us, because hell, all of us question ourselves in some way, shape, or form, even the ones at the top of the food chain. Human nature. But as the brother said, it's what we feed ourselves with that will continue to grow those algorithms and continue to program us. Do you understand? Programming and resetting and reconditioning is an actual thing. You know, it's kind of like there was a CIA program called Ultra something, where they were programming folks. And it's happened again and again in communist countries where, you know, you had people put into camps. And here's an example. If you ever seen the movie called The Fifth Element, and the woman was supposed to be the supreme being, and she came in and she began watching all of these things to catch up to all the stuff that she missed. This is what's happening to us daily as we scroll. We do so much that we can't even put this thing down. A lot of us got Velcro on the back of our wrist where this thing just sits here and we just scroll. You shit and scroll, you shave and scroll, you eat and scroll, you run and scroll, you at work, scroll, you constantly scrolling. There comes a time when, if you really want to get it together, you can't get it from folks who don't know you like you know you. Goes back to even the conversation where Black men need therapy. And I said last night or the night before on this platform that, hell, I don't want nobody fucking with my mind. And I really don't want to confide in people, because people are ugly. Unless I really vet you. There was a woman who I'm sure we probably know, she was trending a couple of days ago, got fired because this broad was quote unquote a clinician, and spoke that the majority of her clients were Black men. And she began to take to TikTok and make videos about the conversations, or the things that these Black men sought out her healing, or for healing and therapy and confidence, to exploit them, calling them dusty and everything else, and also denigrating you as Black women. Oh, don't you want to be a certain way for your bitches, and so on and so on. And yeah, the sisters wasn't having it, you guys wouldn't have it, and you wrote your letters and whatever you need to do and got her fired. But What I'm saying is these are the things why, or some of the reasons why we are in the state that the very minute thing can be divisive for us. You know, and how do we get beyond that? That in itself is a whole nother conversation. The brother sat right there and said, okay, we lack communication skills. We lack, um, we have emotional deficiencies. We all do on both sides. We got to be equal in our talks because everybody's responsible. We are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. Accountability is everything. If you're off, you're off. I ain't perfect, goddammit. I done messed over some shit. I messed over some people. Goddammit. I chose certain lives over even my own family at times. I say it all the time. People that are really in the position to have a life and do things beyond the average, it takes a lot to be away from those that you love to go and get it. And it doesn't make you a kind person. Priorities are a lot different. Yeah. And fellas, we have to do better with our offerings. How the hell do you expect this woman to relinquish this masculine thing when you are showing up in complete mediocrity? You half-assing. Yeah. Speak to your intentions. Make your decision. Don't fuck with her if you're not fucking with her. Okay? And ladies, you have to recognize when somebody's fucking with you and just not fucking with you. And be willing to give those opportunities to receive those offerings. And you got to be willing to do, you got to be willing to do the same thing. Do you understand what I mean? You have to be willing to offer some healing, some sort of concession, and it's a sad shame that when you do this, right, a lot of the times it can be taken out of context that you'd be looked at as foolish. But I don't think so. Because we as men, we want to feel wanted. We want to feel desired. We want motivation, just like you do. Just like my girl. She said right here, and she put it right on the head. Check this out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When we talk about the treatments, right? We talk about how we treat one another. Most of us go through hang on one second. Let me get this for you guys because I don't want you to see this. One second. Hang on. All right, here we go. Thank you for bearing with me. Here we go. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. I don't know. There it is, fellas. There it is. There it is. There it is. You know, I chose to do this show tonight because, you know, a lot of it we need to hear. We don't know where to go. We don't know what to do. If you can write, put it down, read about it. The good, bad, the ugly. As a reminder that you have common sense. You know what to do. Black men, recognize who you are. Don't let your hurt be your badge of honor or your game. You know, stop finessing women. Stop finessing women out of their shit. You know, you doing that, what does that say about you? Out of their hearts, out of their space and place. Stop being mediocre. Don't concern yourself about the giving, just give. God damn it. You get it back. It comes and goes. You know, you ain't tricking if you want to be there. Yeah. You know, I hope that you guys have gotten something from this, man. I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm not firing no shots. I'm just merely, hey, man, we got to be responsible with the things we're putting out on these platforms. I'm not looking for clicks, and I'm not clout chasing. I want motherfuckers to get something when they leave here to say, let me put that in my tool chest. I don't agree with everything, but that one thing, that's all right by me. I don't expect everybody to agree with everything that I'm saying. You know, everybody's life's experiences are different. Everybody's viewpoints and vantage points are different. You know, your lens is yours, mine is mine. Yeah. Um, you know, if you like the conversation, man, once again, you know, share it, man. Click the bottom of that screen and share it. Let's broaden the conversation, broaden the topic. You know, it's good to have people in who can bring different elements and aspects to the conversation. And if you like it, man, look, follow me on YouTube. Click the subscribe, click the bell, hit the like. And if you're on here now, man, hit that like button. I need you to hit that like button right now. If you're on here, hit that like button. Yeah. Also follow me on Instagram. Also on Facebook, follow me. And yeah, don't forget next week, man, to tune in on Thursday. Hey, I'll be right here with Dr. Umar. We have serious conversation we're going to be having up. We're going to chop it up. Share it. Get here. Yeah. Once again, man, I came on just to put a little paint where it ain't, as I always do. Love yourself. Love yourself. If you can't love yourself, hey, you better get to loving yourself. Let people see you love yourself so they know how to love you, know how to deal with you. All right? And all you get this understanding. Hopefully you got some understanding tonight that we do love our women. All right? We do love ourselves. We love you. We're just a little frustrated, a little confused, man. We need some direction. We need some understanding. A lot of us don't have it. We look at the kids nowadays, these so-called quote unquote millennials from 30 to now, whatever the consensus of that is. Who's really doing anything that is positive and prosperous that we can really put our hands on? I'm sure there are a few, but everybody else, dreaded, tatted, sagging, cussing, shooting, smoking, drinking, on the turn up. Everything's about the turn up and who they can hang with and who they can get with. And you want to hang with a motherfucker that's no smarter than you, that can provide nothing to your game or your tool chest to get you to the next level in life, just to say that you were in a room with a motherfucker. This goes back to the post that I put out there where you got to watch out for folks because shit, they've been in a room with folks and they learned something about the language, but you got to check those actions and see where they really been. Check that paperwork. Yeah, they don't have any fruit. What we talking about? Or what are they talking about? Yeah, proof's in the pudding. And that goes to your relations too. If I can have no experience in things like managing their own life, managing their money, managing their emotions, you have to get to the point where you can really have conversations with one another about your traumas. Hey, I was beaten when I was a baby. I was, putting a wheelbarrow and roll down it. You got to have those conversations. You got to know that you've been dropped on your head a couple times. Yeah. And ladies, the masculine energy, you got to flip it. If you want to receive it, it's still closed hand. I always say it. You want love, you got to open up the hand. If you're not opening up the hand, you can't receive it. You still got a fist. How you gonna you come into the fight? How you gonna get some love and you come in the fight? That masculine energy. Because a real man is not going to meet you with love because he's coming to see a man. You moving like a dude, he's gonna deal with you like a dude. That's common sense. If you really sit back and think about it, you on guard, you masculine, I always say, man, how you really find out whether you got something worthwhile is you have to put it to task. You have to put it to task. Put them to task. Yeah. See if you'll be there. See if you'll show up. See if you'll change your tire. See if you put the gas in your car. And you can't expect a man to be on point all the time because you're not going to be on point all the time. You got life and you got shit you're dealing with. But at the same time, if it's a forethought, you have those conversations, even if you have to remind him and he has to remind you, you learn each other. Yeah. So I don't know, man. That's my 2 cents. I call bullshit on the fact that they say that black men don't like women and are emotionally unable to connect. Man, that's a few motherfuckers that's willing to follow some other dudes. And honestly, I don't know no real men that really just want to hang out with no dudes because, that's kind of sus to me. I ain't never been that. I'm kind of a Sigma. So, I had to change my position from Alpha to Sigma because I don't hang with no whole bunch of dudes. And that kind of shit, and I'm cool with being by myself. I'm not a follower, and that's just me. I do my own thing. Yeah, but once again, man, not knocking you, but I do have standards, so I'm not gonna say to each his own. For me to say that, that means that I don't have any standards. Goddamn it, get your shit together. I'll say that. I don't know if that's knocking you, but yeah, we need to get our shit together. Be better for one another. Yeah. Okay. Once again, man, if you're just joining the show, the topic tonight was or is black men don't like black women and emotionally unable to connect, are emotionally unable to connect, which is bullshit. We've all been down some roads that have not been appealing to us as we've grown up, a lot of us. And it's bled over into our adulthood and our relationships, you know? When you carry these hurts, you know, and you don't unpack them, the very power that you have within comes out of here by preparation of here, and you don't control it here. So you utter it. There's so much power in the tongue. And ladies, you are full of venom. When you decide you want to be, you can cut a motherfucker. We as men, we could never win an argument with you. Never. Never, ever, ever. So speak to the things that you want. Speak to the things that you would like to happen. Speak it to the individual. Speak it to the universe. Don't speak the negative, because the negative will actually come to you. Nurturer, creator of life, creator of things, the most powerful energy on the face of this earth, you feminine thing, but you want to be so masculine. Well, you don't want to be masculine. You had no choice, or you were taught to be masculine. Wow. You know, you've been so masculine for so long that a lot of your young sons have become feminine. They haven't even tapped into a masculine nature of things. That's why a lot of these young dudes walking around with fingernail polish on and tight ass shine jeans and, you know, colorful hair and all kinds of bullshit. You know, they want to be more beautiful than you, spend more time in front of the mirror than you do. Yeah. Bitch and moan, bitch and moan, bitch and moan. Woe is me, woe is me. Bitch tendencies. No pun intended. Yeah. Confused. This is what throws those odds and those percents and those ratios off. Yeah. Right in front of you, right in front of all of us. Yeah. But yeah. Once again, man, if you're just joining the show, the topic is black men don't like black women and are emotionally unable to connect. And as I stated before, I call bullshit. Bullshit. All right. Got to get better. We got to get better on both sides. We have to be more trusting, more caring. We got to put forth the effort to show that we are willing to do the work with one another. A man shouldn't need you any more than you need him. And that should be that. Based on your efforts and your energies that you are putting in, the yin and the yang, the feminine and masculine will meet and create something that's blissful. All right? Yeah. Topic of the show. Hey, once again, man, you know, as I'm sitting here, I'm sure you'll see it around, and I'll continue to put it up next week, next Thursday. Hey,